Hi, I'm Mike from Michael's Motor Cars, located in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and I have what I think is a very cool car to show you today. Come on over and take a look at it. This car is a 2000 Aston-Martin DB7 Vantage Coupe. So of course that's the V12 coupe version of the DB7. I think these are gorgeous cars. I do have to say, which I say in some of my videos, I'm very predisposed to really love Astons. I've had the opportunity to race a DB4 in vintage for a number of years, and I also have a DB9 myself, just because I think they're gorgeous cars. And they're basically British muscle cars, so they're just neat cars. This car, we purchased it a while ago. It was originally sold in California. It then went to Arizona, and then with about 28,000 miles, it moved to Massachusetts. We do have a clean Carfax report on the car. No accidents, nothing serious has ever happened to the car. And of course, we'll post that in the auction also. When we purchased the car, it was a typical Aston where it just needed to be brought up to date. I think the important part with these cars, the DB7s in particular, is to buy them at the right point in the depreciation curve, and also to make sure all the servicing has been done on this car. So specifically on this car, and then we'll do a walk around and I'll show you some of the details cosmetically, which cosmetically the car is very nice. It's a very clean looking and driving, beautifully driving Aston. We started out, we put 4 brand new tires on the car. We also, and I'll show you the interior, the wood in the car had some delamination going on. So we pulled all of the wood out of the interior and sent it off to Madeira Concepts in California. And it's just unbelievable the work they do. The wood was restored. It looks factory fresh right now, and it was reinstalled in the car, and it looks gorgeous. We also had the car serviced by Steel Wings, which is an Aston Martin exclusive service facility close to us in Pennsylvania. And John Clerk just does beautiful work on the cars. We did the 2 main things that need to be done to these cars. It's going to happen at some point. It was getting a low pressure reading in one of the fuel pumps. It has 2. So we had 2 new fuel pumps just installed in the car. We also had, which is very typical with the 12-cylinder motors, we had all of the coil packs and all the spark plugs replaced. And on top of that, we did a full servicing of the car. So the 2 main things, the fuel pumps and the coil packs, have just been done on this car, and we have all the documentation showing that. That's an important thing to get done on these cars. We also have, which we will show you, the Aston Martin computer printout on the car, which was just done when it was serviced, showing that all systems check out okay, there are no codes on the car, it is ready to go. Since I like these cars, I grabbed this car and then I've been driving it for the last 2 weeks, and the car drives beautifully. The air conditioning blows nice and cold, the windows are working, everything's working on the car. It is a treat to drive. Of course, the V12, phenomenal power. These are just big British muscle cars. So let's take a look at the car itself. It is, of course, metallic green. Beautiful condition overall. All the alloys are good on the car. The lower valances are good. The front lower valances are very nice on the car. Coming along the side of the car, there are no dents, dings, or anything on the car. Very straight. The interior has held up nicely. Cool color concepts on the car, and as I mentioned, Madeira did all of the wood. So the wood was just done by Madeira, and it just looks gorgeous. The wood in the center console, the wood across the dashboard was all just done, restored essentially. The headliner is excellent on the car, and it's all original. The seat leather is in very nice condition. It represents, I think, in very nice condition. It represents about 37,000 miles, which is what's currently on the car, which is correct. Coming along the back of the car, the same thing, the gorgeous Aston Martin trademark rear window, the curvature of this. Just think these are really beautiful cars. They always were when they were designed originally, and I think they have maintained their good looks. And yes, we have the Aston Martin Racing umbrella that has stayed with the car. It's right here. We also have the original owner's guide that comes with the car, the book here, and this is original to the car. We have all of this. We do have the spare tires there, and a little compartment right here. So all of this is original and correct on the car. Coming along this side of the car, same thing. The bumpers are nice and clean. We have a tiny, tiny scratch there that we had touched up. That's about it cosmetically right there. You might be able to see it. The right side of the car, of course, the electric antenna is working. The stereo works in the car. Same thing on the passenger door. The leather looks beautiful. The wood is newly finished. The stitching and everything is nice. The wood on this side is all refinished. The carpeting shows virtually no wear. So these cars, they're just, I really love the driving dynamics of these cars. Of course, they have a lot of Jaguar heritage in them, but they're stiffened up quite a bit. They drive very differently than the Jaguars with the V12 motor, just enormous power anywhere in the torque range. It's instant, it's strong, and they rev out beautifully. Wonderful sound. So this is a car, beautiful color combination. I fell in love with it. I think you can buy it now at this point in its life cycle. You have all the major servicing just having been done by a well-known, reputable service place. As I mentioned, the fuel pumps, the coil packs, the spark plugs, new tires. We did a complete inspection on the car, so the brakes, the rotors, all that are ready to go, ready to be used. So it's an interesting opportunity to pick up one of these cars and just go drive it. I mean, the driving dynamics are just beautiful on these cars. So please ask us any questions you may have. We'll be happy to answer them. We'll put all the documentation in the auction of all the work we've done on this car. And hopefully we'll find some lucky buyer for this car to give it a good home and enjoy it and have fun with it. Thanks for taking the time and watching our video.